heavy lifting. So look, it's a Wednesday running back. It's a W in the chat. The catdets spitting facts, got the Catholic culture on the map. There ain't no PvP, we're preaching PvP. If you want COC, you better show you mean it. Stay in culture, let's make some more. Catdets corner, sold you color. All the baddies is a lady, pull up, he's a lady. Killer, you may also know him as that. Chatting with cash on the back end, I was gonna add up the chamber like a cat. Gotta say I'm glad I was in the Jupiverse. Like an OG status and a sell up on the path. Cooking over gas, study the expansion. Looking like a blast man, it's fun to be a cat. If you ain't one yet, you should stick around for that. When my name turned red, I felt the first passion. I just go get it moving on. Making do some music and the cats like it's a groove. Truly, cats looking like they live a movie. Life getting changed, that's how he said he do. He got wins here every week. I've been saying that it's heat. Every call I be getting geeked. I'm in thrall for every speaker. Updates, making feet. Roof break, can you see it? Luck ain't even in it. This is just a bunch of heavy lifting. So look, it's a Wednesday running back. It's a W in the chat. The catdets spitting facts, got the Catholic culture on the map. There ain't no PvP, we're preaching PvP. If you want COC, you better show me. Wins here every week. I've been saying that it's heat. Every call I be getting geeked. I'm in thrall for every speaker. Updates making beats. Roof break, can you see it? Luck ain't even in it. This is just a bunch of heavy lifting. So look, it's a Wednesday running back. It's a W in the chat. The catdets spitting facts, got the Catholic culture on the map. There ain't no PvP, we're preaching PvP. If you want COC, you better show you mean it. Stay in culture, let's make some more. Catdets corner, sold you color. All the baddies is a lady, pull up, he's a lady. Killer, you may also know him as that. Chatting with cash on the back end, I was gonna add up the chamber like a cat. Gotta say I'm glad I was in the Jupiverse. Like an OG status and a sell up on the path. Cooking over gas, study the expansion. Looking like a blast man, it's fun to be a cat. If you ain't one yet, you should stick around for that. When my name turned red, I felt the first passion. I just go get it moving on. Making do some music and the cats like it's a groove. Truly, cats looking like they live a movie. Life getting changed, that's how he said he do. He got wins here every week. I've been saying that it's heat. Every call I be getting geeked. I'm in thrall for every speaker. Updates making feats. Roof break, can you see it? Luck ain't even in it. This is just a bunch of heavy lifting. So look, it's a Wednesday running back. It's a W in the chat. The catdets spitting facts, got the Catholic culture on the map. There ain't no PvP, we're preaching PvP. If you want COC,
Yes, that was me singing along. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to this planetary call, everybody. The chat energy feeling good. Adboy's feeling geeked up, which is what we like to see. Pre-ballin is a cheat code on the tunes. Little spoiler alert. Our guy, Dr. Pre-ballin, if you like this, you're going to get a lot more out of him, as we will talk about in a little bit. I see him in the chat as well. Shout out to Pre-ballin and everybody else. And shout out to you, Siong. How you feeling these days?
Hey, how are you? Amazing.
You know, exhausted and excited in equal measure.
I mean, it's a good week for me. I've been amazing past 5 days. Yeah.
Do you want to tell the world about the Jupiter frat house?
Yes. So we just we set up a base in Singapore. So I've been spending the last 5 days there. It's like seeing the team working through the weekends together. I was staying at the office. I mean the frat house or whatever. Until 3 in the morning, everyone's working together. Like for the past 5 days, it's exhausted, but it's amazing seeing things coming out. New things coming out. Fixing bugs at the same time. So everything. Yeah.
Well, yeah, it is indeed, Hanko, a Jupiter frat house, because it's not only like offices. There's also there's a living room and bedrooms. And so if anyone is ever in Singapore and wants to crash at the frat house, we might have to do like a little keg party for all the cadets out in Singapore at some point.
Yep. We have to.
I don't know. Could be fun. All right, let's get into it. We got a bunch of good shit to go through. This might be this call with the single most number of wins ever, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a busy week and a half, I guess, since Meow did the Jupe rally. So let's get into it. And 1, 2, and 3. And yes, we do have a newly designed deck. I only have one camera right now, but we have a newly designed deck that looks chef's kiss beautiful. Shout out to the Uplink working group for putting it together. It is October 30th. And this is the planetary call. We're going to start this off the same way we always start off. If you like that first song, you're going to love this one. We got to get that energy right, everybody. Let me actually Hold on, I gotta make sure that my dogs. You can hear how excited my dogs are in the background here as well right now.
Yeah, we can
All right.
definitely hear it.
The planetary call gets going. My dogs get to barking. So let me mute myself and play the cadet theme song instead.
Yo, you're muted. Hold on, am I the only one not hearing anything, or hold on? Yo, Cash, you're muted.
They're trying to silence me. The I don't know who it is. I don't want to point any fingers, but I think we all know what it rhymes with. Anyway, I am unmuted. I was wondering why no one was laughing at my jokes, and I was like, damn, I really lost it today. I was being very witty.
I mean, it's a pretty good joke.
Yeah.
I've been doing that for like what, 2 minutes?
I will fully do the next call as a mime with no audio, and we'll see if people can get into it. Anyway, if you don't already know, I am the subject of the conspiracy. My name is Cash Donda. I lead the Uplink working group, which produces this call, the YouTube page, the best goddamn Twitter page in existence, and a few other things, mime bangers. And I am joined by the co-host with the most, Mr. Siong, ladies and gentlemen, co-founder at Jupiter, all around frat boy king, clearly, according to the chat.
Is that my new title right now? Fat boy.
Yeah. The Lord of Hazing at the frat house. That's indeed right. Chad Meister General. If you have a nickname for Siong, please put it in the chat. That's one of my favorite things about this, is when we can come up with nicknames like the Lady Killer for Soju, the best slug in the universe, your favorite slug's favorite slug for Slorg, and many others. Siong just letting Cash get wrecked. I was enjoying it while I was muted. That is true. I really let me tell you a dirty little secret about this call. I don't need an audience. I can do this. I just do this all the time in front of the mirror by myself, if we're being honest. Anyway, CEO of Hazing, Chandiong Siong. Lady Magnet, also good. But he's a married man. I don't know.
Hazing, what the hell?
Anything else that you like in there, buddy?
Looking at it, Chinese guy. That's like not creative at all.
A little on the nose.
Siong's the Chinese guy.
Yeah. All right. Well, best nickname for Siong by the end of the call gets a special shout out. So we'll take it from there. But okay, with that said, let's go a little bit forward. In case you haven't been to one of these calls before, let me tell you how this works. This is the 32nd time that we're doing this call. And it really has one key purpose. See, the good news is there's a lot of stuff happening across the Jupiverse on a day-to-day basis. The bad news is there's a lot of stuff happening across the Jupiverse on a day-to-day basis, and it can be difficult to stay on top of it all. And so we need one place where the community can come together and better understand and learn and celebrate all the good stuff that is happening, this kind of continuous evolution of the Jupiverse. That is what this call is all about. What is the Jupiverse, you might ask? Well, I have a fancy nude graphic to show you. The first pillar of the Jupiverse is, of course, Jupiter, the platform where we try to aggregate everything as well as trade everything, as Siong has pointed out. Then the second pillar is $Jup, which is the token that helps align the different stakeholders across the ecosystem. There is no cap. And then finally, we have the J.U.P, which is the community. These are all the people that make Jupiter what it is, summarized by this J4J, Jup for Jup mentality. If you are watching this right now, good news. You are in the J.U.P. Welcome. my friends. It is going to be a fun one. We are not going to call him Siong the Executioner, Enoch. Nice try. Assas Siong is not. It's tough to say, Bond Bull, but I like that. I like the spirit of it. That's pretty good. Assas Siong, if nothing else comes up, might be the winner so far here. Obi Siong Kenobi, says Danica. That's not a bad one either, actually. Introduced Fab already, says 80. Fab and Jussy are going to be coming on at the end of the call. 2 chats, both of them. And why don't we just jump right into it? Why don't we not wait any further? Here's the agenda for today. We're going to talk about this week in the Jupiverse, what has happened over the last 7 days. Then we're going to have a nice segment around product improvements and how the Jupiverse continues to evolve and get better. We've said it before. We'll say it again. Jupiter's not perfect, right? But it gets better with the community and because of the community. That's what we're going to be talking about as a case study today. Then we're going to talk about empowering the DAO. We have the DAO daddy himself, the Slugman, talking about a recent proposal as well as the grants program. And then newly renamed, Jup is home. J.U.P is home, which is really becoming the mantra, is becoming the meme. It warms the cockles of my heart every time I see it over on Twitter. And we're going to celebrate Jussy and Fab, people that you already know from Twitter, longtime cadets, and hear what they've been up to and how their grant is going to shake out before we do the closing POAP at the end. That's what we got. Let's see in the chat. We have Obi Siong Kenobi, still the top one. Siong Siongis Khan. That's not bad, actually. I kind of dig that one.
That's pretty good.
Okay, so we have Siong Zhu, says Irish, also quite good.
Siong Zhu.
I feel like I should ask for nicknames. There's so many good nicknames going on for you right now. All right, hopefully someone is keeping track of all of these. And shout out Buenos Dias to Jupiter in Espanol. Anyway, all right, let's get into it. Enough tomfoolery. Let's get into the game here. This week. Siong Mudeng, Slim Siong Shady. Okay, all right, we have too many good options now.
Slim Siong Shady. Oh, I like this one. This is pretty good.
Confusion. Yeah, that's also good. All right. Anyway. Goddamn, I gotta say, every time we do this call, I learn something new about the Jupiter community. Best nickname community in the game. God damn. We're going to have to do this now for every guest that comes on to give them a nickname because clearly this works and people are very good at it. Mock Siong is also funny. Okay. Anyway, let's get into this week in the Jupiverse. First thing that happened, thanks to all of you, as you would know, the proposal to increase the vote quorum has passed. For anyone who has not spent time studying parliamentary procedure, quorums are the kind of necessary minimum number of votes in order for something to be considered a legitimate vote, right? If 4 people vote for something, that vote cannot even be approved, even if all 4 people say yes. Here's the thing. The initial quorum was set back before there was any Jup staked. And now there is something like 450,000 Jup staked, or 450 million, Jup staked. Someone can double check my math in the chat there. I might have that number wrong a little bit.
I think it's like 440 or something like that. Yeah, should be around it. Yeah.
It's around that, right? Okay. Now, in order for a DAO vote to actually have the ability to pass properly, we need at least 30% of staked Jup at the time that it goes live to be in the vote itself. This, I think, is really cool from 2 different perspectives. The first one is that it ensures that Jupiter community is activated and behind votes. This is one of the things that can prevent just individual whales from taking over governance, right? So this is a helpful thing to ensure that anything that passes needs broad base of participation. And number 2, it keeps everybody honest, right? If you are yourself the subject of a vote, it is incumbent upon you to go out there and rally the troops and get them activated, because 30% you may or may not actually pass, right? So this is a great little innovation from the CWG and the rest of the DAO. We'll hear more about it from Slorg later on, but shout out to the Jup DAO. Next up, this is a fun one. Swapping on Solana has never been easier thanks to auto mode and manual mode on Jupiter Swap. If you've already tried this out, give me a little W in the chat here. Basically, 2 different modes. First one, these are like car modes, right? I only drive an auto because I'm not very good at driving. And I don't very know much about driving, and I didn't care to learn, right? So the key point for me, I want it to be simple and efficient. But then you have these other people out there that like to drive manual, like to drive clutch. Siong, do you drive clutch or do you drive manual or auto?
I have to learn manual, but I'm driving an auto right now.
Driving auto right now. Yeah. You have the real car fanatics. They like to know the the deep
Yes.
details of the car.
Yes,
And they're driving
they
advantage so they
do.
can have fine-tuned precision control over every last element of their driving experience. Same thing happening here on the swap side. So now with manual, you can individually set your slippage, your fees, how the transaction is being processed, and many other things. Siong, obviously, I know that this has been something you've been thinking a lot about. Any thoughts on?
I'm just
auto
looking
versus
at the video. The video is amazing. Like I don't know who did it. It's like like look at it. It's like everything come together. Then it's like compressed. Like go to the corner. Like come in together. Wow. Like I mean,
I love the fact that you
it's
co-founded like a $10 billion protocol, and you're like mostly impressed by the GIF that is on the slide right now. Rather
I mean,
than
it's cool. It's cool. Like it's like it's pretty crazy that like like back in the day when we were like a small team, like we wanted to do all these things, like really cool video, really cool GIF, like, but it's like we just don't have the resources. We have to like as scrappy as we are, but now like with the team, like so many talents in the team right now, looking at this like yeah, it's very cool.
it's good.
Anyway, this has nothing to do with what we are talking about, but like, I'm just super impressed by the GIF. Yeah.
Shout out. I don't know if this was YY or Mir or who it was, but somebody.
I think it's probably Mir, yeah.
Probably Mir.
I mean,
Shout
it's
out
cool.
to-
Like that's why I say like I was talking to Mir the other day. It's like he has so many ideas. Like and the crazy thing is like Mir. It's like like he only started doing all this like GIF and video things like starting breakpoint. Like we have a bunch of video that we wanted to do. They was sitting next to me. I was like working on the breakpoint deck. Like like 2 a.m. He was sitting next to me. It's like, okay, like I need this video for this deck. Like he was like doing it, going through it, and now he's like the in-house all this product video expert right now. I was like, wow, like impressive.
It's good stuff. New skills coming up.
Like,
Shout out to Mir and the rest of the team.
over 1 month or like over like a month and a half, I think. Yeah. So,
Gotta love
it's
it.
very cool.
Gotta love it indeed. Shout out to Mir and shout out to everybody who's using and all the devs behind this as well. Of course, auto and manual mode, making Jupiter swap even easier. As somebody is saying in the chat, stop using magic to make swap this easy. It is cheating. Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Okay. Let's go on to the next little piece of news. This one, a little shout out to the Uplink working group. Anyone here subscribe to the Jupiter Drip channel yet? Maybe you can give me a little W in the chat if you are with us over there. If you are, you would be one of 22,000 people that have already signed up in the first 6 days for this. Yeah, this is no joke. Major shout out to the folks over at Drip and to the Art Gossip Goblin, one of the grantees from the Uplink working group putting it together. Oh yeah, I see a lot of fans in the chat right now. Here's the craziest thing, and here's the alpha for you. A bunch of people gave thanks. I know it's Young. I don't know if you know that much about Drip, but shout out to Vibu and the gang. You get these droplets, which you can give back to creators as a sign of thanks. And those are worth actual money. And so obviously we're not going to keep the money. We're already funded by the DAO. So instead, we're going to take that money and give it right back to the community of people who are thanking us. So for anyone who gave it thanks, as a little surprise, we're going to be giving away our droplet earnings plus some Jupe actually later this week. And in the future, we're going to have legendary and rare collectibles to the top thankers and active members as well. Every dollar or every drop that we get through this is going to be given right back to the community in a lottery fashion. Probably what we're going to do is take the top 100 thankers and then divide up the whole pot and then kind of raffle it off randomly across the top 100 just to kind of give it back over here. But you don't have to think. This is not meant to be like a incentivized kind of thing. This is just about putting good art that helps embody the spirit of the Jupiverse out into the world and help more people find out about Jupiter. Shout out to Drip. Go check it out. Go subscribe to that right now. Fab, appreciate the compliments here. The first claim is live, says Jupiter Exchange as well. All right, I gotta move a little bit faster here. We're going kind of slow. The next one up, the Jupiter interns shipped Fox, the floating odds exchange. This is a fun one, actually. Siong, do you want to talk about this? Do you want me to talk about this?
I mean, yeah, it's actually very cool. I mean, we talk about it during Breakpoint as well. Like, this is actually like, the intern. I mean, okay, he I think he turned 17 this year, so it's technically 17 this year, and also like the 9-year-old intern, like everyone know her. So they've been working on this behind the scene for the last. Actually, it's been a while right now. Let me think about it. It's like 3 months, 4 months. So the whole idea here is like, I mean, it's actually quite cool. Like you can see it tracking quite close to other prediction market right now. Like 10,000, like close to 10,000 in the pot right now. Yeah. Like the whole idea here is like we want to make prediction token tokenizable so that like people can start trading it. People can start buying. Actually, people can start buying on Jupe AG right now. That's a cool thing about it. And all these things are freely tradable. Well, 58.46%. Wow, it's actually a lot lower. Like OP saying, yeah.
I think on
don't want to
Polymarket
give
it's at like
any-
67-ish% right now, if I'm not mistaken.
yeah, but don't want to give any
What
financial
is
advice.
the problem being solved here? So on traditional prediction markets, this is a version of a prediction market for people who are unfamiliar right now. Traditional prediction markets, you place your wager and it kind of lives within the platform. In this one, you're kind of getting a token back that then you can use elsewhere. Why is that
Yep.
cool? Why is that useful, Siong?
I mean, I think having any token liquid is always a good thing. Obviously, the problem with that is I would say that I wouldn't say it's a problem. Like most prediction market, you need market maker to make sure that there are enough liquidity. Here, we actually don't need the liquidity. People can start buying and selling on its own. Obviously, sometimes it's like we need big, if people are trying to do bigger bet on here, it's probably slightly harder. But anyway, the whole point here is if the token is liquid, people can start trading it, and other markets can start forming as well. The whole idea is actually pretty similar to JLP. When we started JLP, it's we were thinking whether we want JLP to be liquid or not. But it's actually it's cool to see now JLP is one of the most highly liquid token out there. It's being integrated in Camino. It's being integrated in many different places right now. Yeah.
People are asking where is. I think that is indeed very cool. People should check this out. Big caveat here. This is an experiment. It's unaudited right now. This is the Jupiter way. This is the Jupiter ethic of experiment, figure it out, learn from it. And we're going to talk about that a little bit later as well. This is live right now at fox.jup.ag for anyone that does want to check it out a little bit. All right. So new prediction market type thing happening that for trading tokenized odds, I think is a cooler way to think about it because it is not a traditional market there. Let's keep going. What else is live in the Jupiverse? Well, the Ape referral program is live, folks. One of the most generous referral programs you're going to find out there for this kind of tool. Oh, God. So much alpha that my throat is getting clogged up with all of it. Referrers now earn 50% of attributed platform fees. So of the fees that are on this, you get 50% for anyone that you actually bring over to Ape. And friends you refer get a 10% fee discount. Now, the fees are relatively low, but the idea is that the product is so good that people will use it quite a bit. And it's already getting a bunch of traction. Early days for Ape. It's only been out in the wild for, a few weeks at this point. But already the team is shipping, seeing things like average buys on there, great P&L charts that are happening, better kind of notifications and tracking. So many good things are happening. Shout out to Joe Doe and the rest of the Ape gang for making this happen. What website is this? This is ape.pro, ape.pro. Obviously, do your own research before you find any tokens to buy. Jupiter has been cooking. Let's go on to the next one here. Speaking of the J.U.P, this is a big congratulations. Please drop a W in the chat for our homies, Dr. Pre-Ballin, Jussy, and Fabiano. You already know that these guys have been around for a while contributing to the Jupiverse. I will very proudly say all three of them have worked directly with me and the rest of the Uplink gang over the past few months to get that message out there about all the good stuff that's happening in the Jupiverse. And now we're taking that to the next step. They had some small grants from Uplink. They're now getting bigger and better. Hopefully, possibly, I don't want to get too ahead of anything, might be on their way to leading some working groups, perhaps. I don't know. That's the kind of medium term. But the first step is now complete. They've now gotten a Jup DAO grant as well. And so they're all going to be doing cool things. If you don't already know, Dr. Pre-Ballin made that intro song. He's made like a full fucking album's worth of music at this point, honestly, for Jupiter.
I think we should do it. We should launch a Jupiter album. And people can
we have enough on Spotify. If I'm not mistaken, we have like 12 songs ish. Yeah, there are a bunch of them, honestly. So people should definitely check that out.
Are we getting our a royalty from Spotify right now?
The logic and the ethic is, and the Jupiverse, we give the funds to the community. Dr. Pre-Ballin is eating nicely. I think he has 10 to 20 million listeners now as a result of what we've been doing.
Okay, this is a side note. So one of our team member, he's like a very good singer. So he put his songs on Spotify. I think he's making like a couple $100 every month.
Wait, what? Who is it? Which team member?
He used to have Solana FM, but now it's part of the team. It's amazing. So he's like, yeah, no, Nick, no, Nick. That would be crazy.
Shout out to Nick. Interesting. We still got to do a full on talent show at some point. I'm like very convinced that that's going to be a fun and important thing to do.
We should definitely do it. Like just one whole planetary call. You know, like every team member get 5 minutes to show like you know, the talent they have.
If you want to be a part of the talent show, by the way, let's make this happen sooner rather than later. If you want to be a part of the talent show, please DM the Jupe Uplink Twitter page, and we'll start to get a roster together. Anyway,
actually, that's a good
people
idea.
on this music. Jussy and Fabiano do just banger research and analysis of what things are going on. I saw somebody in the chat say this already, but go follow them. This is financial advice. That is, I can concur with that. I've been following both of them for a while. Big fans, super excited to see them get the next step up. They're going to be here on this call whenever I shut the fuck up and tell us a little bit more about what they're going to be doing with their grants as we go through. All right. Woof. I'm tired, but the fucking Jupiverse never sleeps. So let's go on to the next one here. Next thing in the Jupiverse, community-led events have kicked off all over the world. This is pretty great to see. This is my 3 loves all coming together. Number 1, Super Team Earn. Number 2, IRL meetups and real community building happening. Number 3, Jupiter. This is good stuff. Look at these happy faces as people get together. Mostly happy faces. This guy's giving me a little bit right into the camera a bit. Here we have another one. Some lovely ladies and gentlemen as well. And over here, another meetup as people are coming together, talking about the Jupiverse. This is good stuff.
This is
amazing.
Just
give those legends if you can. No need for the vote. This is very cool. If you are interested in doing this as well and spreading the gospel of decentralized finance and Jupiter at the center of it, head on over earn.superteam.fun. You can apply yourself for a grant to get funded and bring some people together. You make some cool merch. You talk about Jupiter Mobile. You talk about the value of DeFi, and you'll have a great time. And if you don't,
calendar of like,
if you don't do it, this guy's going to follow you around. So you gotta. If you don't do it, you will be haunted. I'm just kidding. Whoever you are, this guy, I love you. I do not. I'm not. I just like this beard look over here.
It's Poppy in the chat right now.
Hopefully he is. If that is you in the chat, let us know. You will have to become on into the Jupa's home segment in a week or two because you're bringing the vibes.
He has to.
Okay. You can go host those as well. The 2 guys in the front look happy. They do. These guys are very happy.
Yeah, they do.
That's nice. All right. Anyway, let's keep going on here. I like that Dickus Biggus is telling me, bro, what? I don't know why I'm getting called out by Dickus Biggus here. Anyway, let's keep going. I think there's just 2 more here, things of the Jupiverse to catch up on. First one here, my guy Callum Coates from the Anza team, formerly from the Solana Labs team, GigaChat developer, longtime Super Team UK member, has been super helpful to devs all across the ecosystem. In his free time, put together Jupalyse, which allows you to view all your Jupiter DCAs in one place and makes your accountant's life easier, which is a big W for anyone that is paying their taxes. And hopefully that's all of you. Pay your goddamn taxes. Limit orders are also coming soon. This is available at jupalyse.vercel.app. Go give Callum_codes a follow to say thank you. He's giving back to the ecosystem. This is what we love to see. There was no grant behind this, by the way. He just saw a problem, saw a way to fix it, fucking shipped it. That is good stuff. I don't know if Callum is. Oh, Callum is here as well. Shout out to Callum McIntyre. There he is.
Hey,
Callum is goated immediately. Please, if he's watching here, drop a little W in the chat for Callum as well. Putting this together. Good guy. W. Callum, just making the Jupiverse better for everybody. It's what we love to see. I don't want to see anyone say no taxes, by the way. Okay. 2 or 3 final things here as we go through it. 1, earning opportunities. People have heard me say this many times in my role as Super Team Sherpa, which is my day job. Earning crypto is just as sweet as buying crypto, right? If not more sweet. Here we have $8,000 worth of bounties that are expiring soon over on Super Team Earn. So if you want to contribute back to the Super Team, if you want to contribute to the Jupiverse, if you want to make Jupiter better for everybody and get rewarded for doing it, this is fundamentally the J for J mentality. You give value, you get Jupe back, right? You can go do this right now on Super Team Earn. Let's see what the bounties are. There's a demo video bounty with 1,500 Jup up for grabs. Clips from the Jup rally with Meow last week. Capturing J.U.P. as home in an image. This is a very nice and creative one. The 5 Soul Trading Challenge, which ends tomorrow, by the way. Hopefully we have some people who have been participating in that. I'm very excited to see all the screenshots on Twitter. I'm sure some of them will be zeros, but some of them will be going up. And then Jupiter Mobile onboarding pop-up as well up here. So people have submitted already. That's even better. That's what we love to see. Please do go check that out. Earn.superteam.fun for all of those. And then finally, the last piece of news, and it's a big one. Jup Soul earned 64,000 Solana tokens last week, which is pretty ridiculous because the Jup Soul, the soul that is earned, gets redistributed right back to the community. The APY right now on Jup Soul, if I'm not mistaken, is about 9.7% relative to the 8.2% that you get on Marinate Soul or Judo Soul or whatever else. So premiums in the Soul, or premiums in the APYs, because the Jup team cares and they're giving it back. Again, this is that same ethic, that J for J. You stake with the Jup Soul validator. It makes it easier for Jupiter to land transactions, which is good for everybody in the ecosystem. And what happens as a result? You get better APY as well. It's a classic PPP kind of grow the pie mentality. Love to see it. Big shout out to Soju in particular, who I know has shepherded this effort for a while. Anything to throw in here, Siong, before we talk about product improvements?
I mean, this is actually pretty insane. Like thinking about it, 60K sold over 1 week. Wow. Like, I mean, obviously, like, it's not easy as well. But a lot of, past week has been insane on chain activities, and we have to deal with a lot of problems along the way. But good problems, good problems to have. Yeah.
Stress testing the system. All right. Excellent. Well, this has been this week in the Jupiverse. With that said, let's move on over to the next section. I think we're going to go with Siong Su. What do you think, Siong? Is that all right as a nickname? How do you like that?
Confusion. Xiongzu is pretty good.
Precision. I can't even say that one, so that's not going to cost. Samsung is another fun one. If you were leading mobile, it would have to be Samsung, but you're not talking about mobile as much. And then I like Asasyong as well, but I think Xiongzu is too clean, as Bonbull is saying. Siong Okay. Well, I'm going to pass it on over to Xiongzu for the product improvement section, just to set this section up. I think that a critical part of the philosophy of Jupiter and of the Jupiverse and of all cadets who are in the Jupiverse is evolution and getting a little bit better every day, right? Not born perfect, but we start with experiments. We listen to what people have to say. We learn, and then we launch it, right? We go through this kind of learning loop time and time again. And it's critical to ensuring that not only does Jupiter, the product, continue to get better, but also to ensure that the J.U.P's community voice is heard and implemented into products as well. And so what we have today, Xiongzu is going to take us through 5 times where this kind of community, this learning loop has taken place. Siong, I'm going to throw it over to you. First, we can talk about DAO emails.
Actually, before we start, so basically, over the last, 4 years right now, 3 years working on Jupiter, we always listen to the user feedback to see what are the things that we can improve on. The cool thing about it is that at the beginning we have to make a lot of decisions without much feedback because the user group is not big. But today is very different. Looking at this call right now, so many people listening in the call. Like day to day, we have 300,000-400,000, 500,000 people on the website. So these are the things that we can do a lot of different experiments to get feedback fast, and obviously along the way we fucked up things as well. Not all decisions that we make, not all improvement that we make that we think are improvement, but obviously sometimes not the right way. But obviously, a lot of things. But I just want to take this opportunity to share some of the things that we did. Over the last 3 weeks, 2-3 weeks. I think the first thing is the email launch. The DAO emails has been so the reason that is we've been thinking about how to get the DAO, the Jup holders, Jup staker engaged in the whole voting process. We always think about no one want to give out their email because it's the whole crypto value is it's like you can be anon. You don't want to like privacy is very important. Like we don't want people to share things. But surprisingly, a lot of people reach out to us like, yo, like I really want to know. It's like Twitter is not enough. Like Telegram is not enough. Like we want ways to know when we can vote. We want to be like actively participating in it, right? That's why we launched the emails, and like it's a very simple thing. I mean, we also like to overthink things as well. Like at Jupiter, when we build products, like, okay, what is the like we overthink a lot of time, but like this is one of the examples. It's like so simple that we just put it on the website and people like just a lot of people sign up. And you can see the last vote has been amazing. The turnout was like amazing. I think 360 million people voted in the last proposal, and it's the highest ever participation ever. I think a lot of it has to do with obviously the emails. Yeah.
Do we know how many people are on the email list roughly at this point?
Actually, I have no idea. Soju probably know. Yeah.
Soju, if you're in the chat, let us know. Opax, shout out to Opax, is asking, do we have an official email for Jupiter or is it automated?
I don't think it's automated. Like it's definitely not automated. I think it's kind of cool to. I mean, if it's automated, I want it to be not automated. Like it has to be manual. I think proposal. I mean, every voting process is very cool as well. We should spend some time writing like a lot more info behind it. Like share the idea behind the proposals and like actually send out yeah. It's a very good process. Yeah.
I gotta say, I think it's pretty incredible. This one, it is particularly exciting for me because it's a time where, it shows that like the intuition and what the community wants not always lined up. But if you are out there listening, if you actually just listen to what people want, you can actually build things that better serve everybody, right? So more comms and equals better comms in this case, which I think is pretty cool. Let's go to the next one here around Jupiter Lock. This is a fun story. I'll give you the stage to tell it.
Yes, so Jupiter Lock is another product that we launched. I mean, the reason behind it is like a lot of people come to us, like they trust us, they trust the Jupiter brand, and they look at the whole like voting process that we have, like all these things. They ask us like, what are the things that you can build to help us as well. This is actually a process. It's a product that we built together with the Meteora team as well. Their engineers have been very helpful on this product. So the whole idea here is like we want to work with projects out there to encourage their holders to vote to lock, and you can set different parameters as well to customize to what you need. Then along the way, we realized that like the community themselves, the holder themselves, actually more excited than the projects. They want to contribute to the projects in their own way. So they started doing like their own locking without like letting the projects know, like start having this their own community effort, like without the projects team knowing about it. Like, okay, let's do this thing, like let's lock like this token, let's get this thing going. After listening to the feedback, looking at the user activities, we are going to shift the focus a little bit from talking to projects, encourage them to do all these things. It's going to be more community focused. Like the whole PPP idea behind it's like to get to show people to work together with the community to make sure that they are locking the tokens, like show their commitment to the projects, how they can help as well. The whole ship is very interesting as well. Yeah,
I gotta say, it's this is a cool one where like the market sometimes pulls the best products out of you, right? Where like you. Again,
this is actually one of it. Yeah, this is definitely one of it. It's actually very cool.
And this is where that kind of like, I think open-mindedness that is typical of a lot of people on the Jupiter team becomes super useful, right? Because like you can imagine another team does this as a B2B thing and they're like, no, this is the product and the people are wrong. And instead you have this kind of other approach where it's like, oh no, well, if people are using for this fun new use case, let's double down and support that where we're getting traction and follow the tide rather than try to swim against it. This is a fun little one here. How about this next one? Duplicate tokens and the imposters.
Yeah, this one went through a lot of obviously caused a lot of problems. I mean, I'm laughing it in a sad way, but like the good thing is like all the problems are solved right now. It's actually pretty funny because we are in a very adversary like environments, right? Like every time there's a cool token coming out, then people try to like try to like create a scam token, a duplicate. Like it's actually not just duplicate; it's actually a scam token trying to be impersonate the actual token. So they will do funny things like putting the mean address as like the symbol name. Then when people are doing a search on the Jupiter website, they will look. Then suddenly the fake token will show up instead of like the actual token. So we went through a lot of work to make sure the search is better right now. So we also rebuilt our token list infra to immediately detect all these fake token in real time. In the sense like so now user can obviously trade a lot safer. They don't have to worry about all this fake meme that coming out on the token list that even like get tricked into buying all this weird token.
I love that. People were making the token name the mint address to try to fool
Yes.
Jupiter search. That's too good. And so when the feedback comes in from the community, or like when we learn this kind of like new feature of the world, what is like the main way in which this kind of information gets to the Jupiter team? Is it like mostly Twitter? Is it Discord? Is it something else entirely?
Actually, that's one thing I've been thinking about. But like we've been asking all our users to like come to Discord, like to like obviously like we have a team, we have the community members helping as well. 24/7. I mean we have 24/7 coverage right now for any feedback. Like system is down, report to us. Like our team over the day 24/7 with like at least one team member on call. Anything happen, we'll immediately jump on it. I wonder like we should from time to time I get email sent directly to me as well, like asking different questions as well. I will answer as well. DM obviously a lot. My DM is open on Discord. Anyone can send me a DM. My Telegram is open as well. If you know my Telegram, people send me direct Telegram message asking me different things as well, or like asking for support. The team is actually pretty big right now. I think we have rotation as well. I think one of the idea that I believe all product teams should adopt as well. We encourage the engineer interact with the support ticket directly, and we actually ask the support team like okay, if you don't know how to answer this question, stack the engineer, bring the engineer in, because we do believe that if the engineer is being involved in the whole end-to-end process, the feedback loop, they learn a lot as well along the way. They are not building in silo. They actually listen to actual users, feedback coming in, telling them like, okay, like why this thing is not good, or like why this thing is great. Yeah. I think more products seems to do it. Yes.
I think that it is a real testament to the team. I'm gonna say right now, my DMs are not open on these different platforms. Like I am avoiding all the dick pics and feet pics and whatever else that kind of come my way. But such is the commitment to listening to users that you and Soju and Meow and everybody else I think have their DMs open. That's half a joke. My DMs are open in most places, just not on Discord specifically, because Discord can get a little bit rowdy. But very cool. Duplicate tokens, again, the same kind of like moral of the story here, like user protections becoming an essential piece of it. I think we got two more little stories to share. Don't forget about your health. We need you. Says Solana Base, very thoughtful. See, classic cadet behavior there right now, being a little empathetic and thoughtful. But as far as product learnings and this learning loop goes, what about Perps V2 have we learned?
I mean, Perps V2, yeah, this is one thing that everyone has been asking, like when are we launching? When are we launching? One thing that we learned is that like we are way too optimistic on the timeline. We thought everything can get going like maybe like 2 weeks after breakpoint. Then we realized that the scope is a lot bigger than we could handle. And now the process is slightly different right now, because instead of launching all the three things that we promised at breakpoint, now we're going to break it down and slowly roll them out. So the first thing that will coming out, the first thing that's coming, it's almost live right now. It's on h.jup.ag. The new API, the new UI has been live testing over the last week. And the cool thing about the h.jup.ag is that some users are using it. We're actually getting a lot like real-time feedback coming in as well. The first version of the UI, we we way oversimplify it in the sense that we actually remove quite a lot of features that the traders want. The second version of the newer UI is actually in the work, right? I think, okay, actually not new. It's like I think it's coming out next week or this week or end of this week. We actually bring back some of the features that we remove on the UI, but at the same time, we are making it a lot more customizable. In the sense that if you really don't want this feature, you go to the setting, turn it off, as well. And the cool thing about this new UI is that we can start building a lot of things on top of it, like the things that we mentioned, gasless transactions that will be coming out. I think end of this week and end of next week. Like then limit order. Yeah, we are dealing with some not like when we're building limit orders, we realize that there are some economical concerns that are that we have to deal with. So we've been working very closely with Kiosk and Gauntlet on like modeling out the whole limit order economy to see whether it makes sense or whether there are things that we need to build in order to prevent certain exploitations on these particular features. And obviously API is coming out as well. The API has been beta testing right now. If anyone want to get access to the Perps API beta test, let us know. We will let you in. Yeah.
A cool one to see that, like, hey, when you get solutions in necessarily, or sorry, when you have problems and you know what they are, it can be easier to think of the solution than actually like implement the solution, right? And so this is like a cool kind of like humanizing story in my mind, because like it's not all fucking rainbows. That's actually a big part of this whole section, right? Is that it's not perfect when it begins with, and it doesn't always go according to plan. Sometimes you kind of have to adjust and reassess and make sure that you're providing the best user experience in a way that people can really support.
It's actually very cool as well. It's very cool in the sense that I actually do enjoy that we pre-announce some of these features, and some of these feedbacks are coming from directly from community as well. So obviously the J.U.P holders are they are very excited about all these new features, but at the same time they have concern as well. So for example, limit order, it's one of the things that we did plan it out on how it will work, but a lot of actually even before we launch it, a lot of J.U.P holders are already giving feedbacks can you share more a little bit on how it works? I was engaging with them in the Discord channel. Then they obviously suggest a few things that we might have missed when we were doing the planning. Then we talked to Gauntlet, we talked to Kiosk. In the end of the day, we just want to. We want to make sure that whatever we launch is safe for the J.U.P holders, and also excited for the traders as well.
Absolutely. Want to take a quick second to respond to some of these comments here. The Jup Android version is launching #soon. I don't think we have an exact date. I know a few people have asked in the chat here. I believe when Ben was on the call last time, he said probably in November at some point. Is that we still on pace for November?
Yes.
Okay, good. Has the 30% reduction been discussed? Correct. Not on this call. The burn that is going to happen to the overall supply. This was a DAO vote that passed a little while ago.
Yeah.
The logistics of this are still being, I think, quite frankly, exactly figured out. But it will definitely happen. There's no question about that. The will of the DAO will be respected. But we'll have more details on that in the coming weeks. Then there was one. Do you have any grants for developers too? There are.
Yes.
Go apply to the Jup DAO grants. Or go ahead. Siong.
Actually, I feel bad as well. This is one of the things that I really want to pioneer by being pulled everywhere, on different things. I've been talking to some of the active, contributor or in the developer support channel, and maybe one or two of them might become part time or maybe get a grant to start working as well. But some of them have been very helpful giving.
I would fucking love a developer relations, a DevRel working group. I would love it. If you are a developer, and they could absolutely do grants in this direction, they can create content to help bring more developers to Jupiter, help troubleshoot and solve problems as they're already doing. If that sounds like you, please go apply over on the Jup DAO page and go message Slorg and the rest of the folks.
I think they will free up 50% of my day every day.
And then the final comment that I got to give some shout out to, Wilson. Sneaky Wilson. Exactly correct. I did not eat lunch today, and it's already 8 o'clock. So shout out to my boys over at Pickle. sent over a nice little juicy chicken sandwich. That is exactly what I was doing. You know me too well, Wilson. You know me too well. All right. Anyway, let's do the last one of these pretty quick because we still have a few guests to get to. Ape Pro, another place where there's been a bunch of product learnings.
Yes. You know, the launch has been impressive. You know, the numbers are growing. Seeing all these traders trading live on the platform gave us a few ideas. Like, you know, obviously a few things that we missed on the original launch. The new now, like before that, users can only withdraw SOL from Ape Pro. I think withdrawal for all tokens has been live since yesterday or maybe 2 days ago. There's one tough lesson as well. The reason that we turned off all the different withdrawals was because, and also deposits, was because it will mess up the P&L a little bit, make the calculation a little bit harder to calculate. But the cool thing about it is like now we allow withdrawal of all tokens. That's one thing that we didn't think was important, but after launching it, a lot of users gave us feedback. Say, okay, like we need this. It's something that the community want. Yeah. I think so this is this one thing. Then another thing is that like we added social links as well to all the tokens. We thought it was like, you know, people going to snipe without really caring about a lot of different signals out there. Surprisingly, people actually do care. The social links, I mean, like they want to know what's happening on Twitter for this particular token. And the product has evolved as well. Like it's actually very, very, like I was just talking to like Joe actually yesterday. Yeah. We were thinking about like, you know, we were looking at all the traders' behavior. When we started Ape Pro, we were thinking about, you know, like we need to optimize the whole trading experience for people who are trading meme token, like, you know, pump tokens, all these like early, you know, very early stage tokens. But looking at the traders that we have right now, it's actually very interesting behavior. A lot of them are actually doing mostly the mid-cap tokens, like, you know, Gold, AI16Z, all these like different tokens that people have been talking about over the last few days. The mid-cap tokens actually gather a lot more communities. And I mean, yeah, I think we have some cool features that will be very exciting. That
I think so as well.
I don't say too much. Yeah.
I think
it's not my place. Like I want to let them share. Yeah.
We got to let some more folks get in touch with it. So go try out Ape Pro, and big shout out to Joe as well. All right. We are Wilson asking the wrong questions. So here, what is like the kind of takeaway from this? What is like the key point that we're trying to make happen here? The cadet feedback is crucial in making this all happen, right? The Jupiverse as a whole only gets better the more you participate, the more you make your voice known, your opinions, your ideas, your nicknames, whatever else it might be. The more that you do it, the better things get. So if you take away one thing from this whole section, in addition to these fun stories about how products change, and maybe if you're a builder, it might change the way that you think about this stuff. Number one is that these learning loops are critical in the Jupiverse, and they only happen when you're a part of them. With that said, where can we give feedback constructively? Literally anywhere, Lars. It might be on Twitter, it might be on Discord, it might be in public, it might be in DM.
Reply to my tweets, like anything, just tweet at me, like any way you can find me. Yes.
There we go. Cool. And so that is how we talk about the Jupiverse evolving. With that said, let's move on to the next section here, which is around empowering the DAO. Critical idea in the Jupiverse here is the way in which we're able to make and uplift talented members of the community in the J.U.P. And there's no one better to talk about this than the slimiest KOL you ever done seen.
The slimiest KOL.
Let's bring up to the stage your mama's favorite slug, Slorg of the Slugs. How you feeling, Slug Man?
I mean, Cash, I'm sure there's many that are slimier than I've seen the KOLs in the space.
Name them. Name and shame them, Slorg. Who is slimier than the Slug Man himself?
Another time.
Follow, if you're not already following Slorg on Twitter, very nice roasts and very catty comments, I gotta say. So he is a slug, but he's got that catty attitude that characterizes some Jupiter stuff. Anyway, Slorg, tell us about this latest vote that just successfully passed.
Yes, I'm not sure how it happens, but we keep getting more and more record vote turnout. I think this time around we had around 360 million, and I think that's just an effect of all of the various decentralized undertakings that both the team and the DAO have spearheaded in order to get the word out more and more. So I think we've done an excellent job of that, and now we're getting just such a ridiculous percent of voters participating in every vote. And this one's the highest. I suspect next one might be higher, but I don't want to jinx it. We'll see.
Yes.
Let's see. Can you talk a little bit more about the kind of background theory behind this?
Yeah, so really at its core, the idea is just to make it so that like people can't ram votes through without getting adequate DAO consent. So if like somehow like the CWG, for example, turned evil and they're like, let's ram a vote through without like broadcasting it, we couldn't do that if it didn't hit the quorum. So just having like a higher quorum than we had now, I think it was at 60 million, and now as per the results of this vote, it's going to be pegged to a moving 30% of stake Jupe. And just some people have asked about the logistics of that. I think we want to keep that as simple as possible. So I saw someone tag me on Twitter, and he's like, "Hey, can we have it like can we have the 30% like pegged across time during the vote? Because some people unstake and such." And I don't think that's necessary at this time. I think that's always an idea we can revisit. But I think we should just keep it as simple as possible for the time being. So I'm going to talk to Soju. We'll figure out like the logistics of it. We usually, before a vote, we change any parameters. There's like a vote for the people who are on the multi-sig. So I assume it's going to be something like that. But yeah, I think as close to the starting of the vote as possible. Just keep it simple.
Nice. Keeping it simple, I think, it's easy to overcomplicate this stuff and to get like too wrapped up in all the intricacies of the DAO world. But the main thing is to make this easy to use and easy to approach for everybody else. I think this is a cool thing. I think it's it's also just like a clear statement of intention for the DAO. Like the goal is not for this DAO, unlike some others, which I will not name, to just be like a little rubber stamp, to just be like a little legal protection of some kind of weird sort, right? This is actually about making sure that people are actively engaged before that community treasury gets used. What are you giggling about, Siong?
I mean, it's just like impressive. Like, with 44 million stake and 360 million votes. It's like what, like 80%, 90%, 80%. Wow.
Pretty insane.
Yeah, it's a lot.
I mean, I also think about like, I used to be in the whole like Ethereum voting as well. Like, because every vote costs like what, like $20 or something like that at one point. So it's like a lot of DAO on like I mean kudos to them. They are the one who started like, the whole concept of DAO and everything. It's just that you will never see this kind of participation on any Ethereum DAO. Like looking this happening on here on Solana. This is it's amazing.
Pretty great stuff. But the greatness doesn't end there. Now, Daddy. Talk to us a little bit about the grants and the kind of intention behind it and the folks who have been receiving them.
Yeah, so at its core, the grant premise is very simple. It's do stuff and we'll support you. And I'm just gonna like scream that until my dying days, because that's ultimately what we want to do. We want to empower people who do work. And as you said before, as you mentioned, there's 2 grant recipients as of this week. Dr. Preballen, who makes all those amazing and phenomenal music videos. He wants to expand and to ultimately make a Jupiter music label. So he's sort of scaling up during this grant process.
Nice.
And also Jussy and Fabiano, the legendary thread writers and educators and DeFi researchers. They've done some work for Uplink in the past, but they're very interested in getting more involved in Jupiter and expanding their scope as well. So we're very excited to have them. There's also several more in the pipeline currently. A lot of people have sort of taken up the banner of the DAO and have begun working on things. That being said, there are still a couple initiatives we are looking for specifically. One of these, as you mentioned before, is DevRel. We really want a DevRel working group. So guys, if that's something that you're interested in, something you want to start working on, please feel free to always reach out to me, Morton, or just anyone. Just anyone. Just get started and we'll help you along the way. Yeah, just do stuff. Just do stuff.
Yeah.
Just do stuff. The second one, and it's something we started on already, is product demos. So 4 days ago, Morton and I, we solicited a message on Twitter. We're like, hey, we're looking for product demo people. And we just got absolutely blown out by the number of responses. We couldn't handle them all. And in fact, we were thinking of doing a bounty for it, but then we collaborated. We talked to OG of the Uplink group. He's like, oh, we were actually going to do a bounty for it anyway. So we sort of co-sponsored that bounty, and we just directed all the 100 people to go apply to that. So I assume we're going to get, sorry, OG, I know it's going to probably take up a lot of your time and bandwidth, but we're probably going to get hundreds of submissions for that. But I was just so shocked how many people are out there making product demos. But yeah, just do work for Jupiter. We'll support you.
Pretty good stuff. This is what we love to see, people contributing back. Yeah, the number of kind of submissions on some of these bounties is getting, there's 157 submissions on capture Jupa's home in an image. You see this?
Oh, I checked yesterday, it was 100. It spiked.
And there's still another 9 hours to go. So it's probably going to cross 200. Love to see so much contribution and want to see more people get more formalized in their contribution. Get a full-on grant, get up to a working group level, perhaps, if that's what you're interested in. Make some good stuff happen.
Yeah, one last thing, if you don't mind, I just want to mention that I think the end game of all of this is to ultimately create what Meow terms an ecosystem of founders, because I think the way this doesn't scale as just a strict top-down organization, we have to go laterally too. And I cannot overstate the importance of autonomy here. If you guys recall, Jupe and Juice, they received the official, the informal grants before this became a system. They were so autonomous. They powered through it for 5 months. They tried a bunch of things. They failed at some things, and then they succeeded, right? That's the important thing. They eventually succeeded. And that's not what we're asking of people. We're not asking you to dedicate a robust amount of time to this with uncertainty. We do have a system in place now. We want to empower you. We want to help you, and we want to give you all the resources to succeed. But also just take the leap. That's what we need from people, is just to take the leap. And I'm very glad to see that, as someone who's worked in and around DAOs for the last 3 years. Traditionally, it's very hard to get people involved. I'm very satisfied with the number of people who have started stepping up. I'm very happy with it.
Actually, that's very important. Yeah, very well said. Like there's one thing that I'm very interested in that route, right? Like a lot of people reaching out to me because I'm active in the developer channel all the time, helping other developers as well. A lot of people reaching out to me is like, yo, I really want to help, but most of the time, just same advice that you just say, it's like, yo, start something, go do something, the community are there, they're asking a bunch of questions, take the initiative, helping them out, a bunch of different things that are out there and can be done. Yeah, I do agree.
Yeah. Just take the leap, guys. Just take the leap, and we're here. Yes. We have so many resources to empower you, and you can ask Pre-Ballin or Jussy and Fabiano if that's the case, and I'm 100% sure they will tell you that's the case. But yeah, just get started, guys. Just get started. We'll empower you.
Yep,
that is a fact. For Prezel, who's saying DevRel roles suck. No upside for people to work. It's almost. I wish there was some kind of way that we could align incentives.
I wouldn't say that.
People an upside in a project.
I wouldn't say that. I feel like it's like that's why like people who love doing it, they enjoy doing it. Like you can you help, like when you help the developers clear certain confusion and whatnot, then you end up seeing the products that they build. Like you are part of the process. It's a very that's why I spend all the time in the developer channels. Like along the way, you will never know what products that they build that might change the, I mean, one day, I really wish one day people are using a Jupyter API, build way bigger projects. From there, right? Yeah.
I think people will hopefully get more involved and figure out new ways to contribute to the ecosystem. For the sake of time, we're going to drop it there. Slorg, thank you as always for coming on and talking about how people can be empowered by the Jupe DAO.
Thank you.
Until next time.
Peace. Cheers, brother. We'll see you very soon. That takes us into the final section. We are getting to the POAP in just a little bit, folks. There will be an NFT. Do not fear. But it is coming in just a second. Before we do that, we're coming into the newly titled J.U.P is home. This is a section all about the fact that J.U.P is home, that people can come here, feel like the real strength of the community, and we can focus on some people who are making Jupe the home that it is over here. Yeah, drop a little Jupe is home in the chat if you're with me right now.
Jupe is home.
We're going to have, I think that's going to be got to be the next banger out of Dr. Pre-Ballin, incidentally. But we're going to have Fabiano and Jussy on in a second. I realized I was saying Jussy before like a goddamn dunce. We're going to have them on in a second. But before we do, on a serious note, a little bit more of a somber thing that we wanted to do. People might have seen this in the Discord. Unfortunately, a member of the cadet community, kind of passed away recently. Tomi-sin, let me say that properly. Tomi-sin passed away, and his dear friend Crypto Tomo had asked if we could do a minute of silence in his honor, and we want to do exactly that. So for the next minute, we'll just keep a little space and a little silence. Thoughts go out to Tomi-sin's family, and of course to any other folks in the Jupiter community who maybe have lost folks lately. So start that minute right now. All right. And with that, that is a minute of silence. Tomi-sin, I'm sure you'll be missed by your friends and your family and the Jupiter community writ large. And again, shout out to anybody else that's dealing with loss in their own lives. Hopefully, you can find some solace in the rest of the community over here. As the chat says, Jup is home. And with that out of the way, let's bring up two members of the Jupiter community who are helping make it home for everybody else here. We have Jussy and Fabiano, folks. Let me bring them up onto the stage. How you doing, boys? I assume boys.
Yeah.
I realize I don't actually know. Jussy?
Yo. You hear me?
Cool. I've only ever seen your words, so you type like a man, but I didn't know whether you were or not.
Yeah. What's up to everyone? Damn, I'm really happy to be here. And guys, go down below. I drop this fucking W in the chat. Yeah, Jup is home. Let's fucking make it.
Jussy, you're gonna put me out of a goddamn job, dude. That's my only thing that I do around here is tell people to put W's in the chat, quite honestly. Maybe to start off, I think that everybody, Fab has a face, by the way, as well. We all thought he was kind of just like a headless horseman of some kind. Maybe to start off, we can just hear how you guys kind of first discovered Jupiter and what got you excited. Maybe Fab, we'll start with you, and then we'll go to Jussy second on that.
I guess for me, it was like 1 year ago, I think, maybe around 1 year ago. I mean, I was not that into crypto that much yet, but I just swapped some coins, like played some games, some Web3 games, and then sooner or later you just need Jupiter at some point. So yeah, I just noticed Jupiter. I really liked the easy functions and everything. Felt actually in love, like super fast. Then actually the rest is history. Like the nice airdrop I got really helped me to actually keep pushing my Web3 career, or just like my content and everything. And I'm just enjoying the time with all the cadets, and especially also with Jussy. Like there is always something going on. Like if I don't have any content to write about, I know like Jupiter is here for me. They have some content for me. Like it's super interesting.
Always. Jussy, how about you? How did you first come in contact? Do you remember where you were when you first encountered Jupiter?
Yeah. I was at 1,000 followers 1 year ago. Right now I have 34,000. It was a big journey for me and also for Fabiano. Yeah, we start at the same number, and right now we also have the same numbers. Yeah, people think like we brothers, So I found Jupiter 1 year ago and started to research about DeFi on Solana. I was very interesting because I wanted to build a content. And to build a content, you need to find a niche. So I found DeFi, I started to learn Jupiter, and then I just saw that you guys has a community. And just, okay, these guys work every day. They have updates like every day, and I can create a content about it and tell people. and people really interested in these updates.
Makes total sense. I think it's cool. You know, I've always seen you guys together on Twitter. I didn't realize that you were always this close. Did you know each other in real life? Did you say, or you met only fully online?
Fully online, actually, only. But like we actually really started at the same time, and we just always show each other our content. Like actually, really PPP. You know, like he
Nice.
tells me what he likes, what he doesn't like, and everything. And actually, since a year, and it's really funny. Like we grew the weight up together. Actually, like yeah, couldn't be better.
Have you
Yeah,
guys
I
met each
see.
other in real life?
No, not yet, not yet.
Wow, we should make it happen. We should make it happen.
Yeah, for
Yes.
sure. And as Fabiano say, we like a great imagination of a PPP, because I remember when I started, I texted Fabiano, "Damn, bro, can you help me and tell me how it works?" He spent his time to tell me how it works, and then I could write a thread and tell other people. Yeah, and then save to me, send to him.
Nice.
I think there are, you know, the two of you are two of the most kind of respected analysts or research. Actually, I mean, what do you call yourself? What is your Twitter thread writers? What is like the like when you're talking to your cousin? What do you tell them that you do?
I would say I'm an educator or something.
Educator?
Like so, yeah. Some people
That's
know I'm
nice.
actually a primary teacher. Like in real life, I'm still teaching like 100%. Yeah,
Wait,
Wow.
what? I
Yeah,
did
yeah.
not know that. You teach
For real,
you
for
teach
real.
children.
Yeah. Primary, like from 10 years to like 13, I would say. Yeah.
Wow.
So you spend your days doing the most wholesome shit imaginable, and then you spend your nights knee deep in the degen trenches of crypto.
Yeah.
Fucking
It's more
guys,
or less
Dr.
like
Jekyll and
that.
Mr. Hyde over here. Look at that. That's
Exactly. So educator is actually like really good. Like
I think that makes sense actually from your content as well. The educator is very good.
Educator.
Jussy,
in
do
the-
you,
Yeah.
do you call
educator
yourself
in
like
the
an
night.
educator as well? How do you think about yourself?
Well, first I started with airdrop, and then I moved to educator because I started to make money with DeFi, and I just need to educate to people, need to show really that I can make money in DeFi using different protocols.
I'm glad I
Nice.
asked. I think educator is a very fitting term for both of you. So as two kind of prominent educators in the space, and I would argue two of the best, as you guys both know, I've been fans of your work from well before the time of even the Planetary call. I'm keen to know, what is the alpha? There are a lot of people out there who I think A, want to be able to educate themselves, and B, also want to be able to educate others, especially in this community, right? Where education and the PPP mentality is so important. What advice do you have to other folks who might want to kind of follow in your footsteps? Maybe Jussy, we can start with you and then hear from Fab.
Yeah, so to be honest, I think everyone who watches this stream, they remember me from zero, really. And I spent 1 year of spending understand how the algorithm works, what is content, what should I do. And the most important thing, guys, I know you watch it, I spent 1 year, and all these days I was consistently tweeting. I have never missed 1 day. Consistency. Then I started to learn DeFi. I found my niche. I started to produce the content. And you know what? From December last year and to the summer this year, I have wrote thread every day. I have never missed any day at all. Like consistently meet other people, respect them, and I think like you will achieve success if you want to achieve it.
Pretty nice. Consistency being a critical thing. Fab, aside from consistency, what is the kind of secret to the educator game?
I think helping people is like a good thing. I mean, that could be like in different ways. It could be like financial. It could be like you can actually make memes, or like Jakey, you can do funny videos. Like it could be you make the day better of someone else. It's also like helping actually. It could be financial. It could be like educational stuff, like I do. But I think like helping people make something better. That's really the point, I think. Not copying stuff, just going your way, believing in yourself, just do your stuff. I think that's it.
There's a nice saying from Nietzsche, the philosopher, who says, with a sufficient why anyhow is possible. And I think the more your why can be anchored in other people and doing good for the world, the easier it is to find the motivation to be consistent and kind of have the impact that you guys have had. I think that makes a ton of sense. Siong, any questions for the lads before I ask them about their next up plans?
Like, what do you teach in school?
Or what I
Fabiano?
teach? Actually,
Yeah.
I teach like basically like every subject, like from English to French to
Wow.
math to everything actually. But
Wow.
like I said, the children are a bit like still a bit younger, so that's normal here in Switzerland that we do like all kind of stuff.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. This sounds like a very good system.
Yeah, I
Nice.
mean the education in general in Switzerland is like quite good, I have to say.
Nice.
Making it happen. Boys, I don't know if the rest of the world knows already. Surely some of them don't. Drop the alpha. What is next? What is your grant all about?
Yeah, exactly. And maybe some people already saw the tweet that we did today afternoon, a few hours ago. We actually create courses like where we teach exactly step for step how to grow your brand, how to grow your account. And it's like real shit. It's not like some wannabe whatever shit. Like it's the real shit that we went through. And there will be like 2 courses every week, like one from Jussy, one from me. We will also hop on the Jupiter Discord, like to answer questions, to present our courses, like to go into details a bit more. We create a Twitter group to support each other. We will release a website as well with all our courses as a blog, basically. And the goal is actually that the cadets grow their account, like grow their brand, that everyone has the chance to grow their brand. And we think, Jussy and me think that could also be beneficial for the whole project, for Jupiter in general, because Jup is home. Everyone knows where they come from. They are coming from the Jupiverse. So that's the goal, like small summary in 2 minutes.
Yeah. So we kind of want to build one of the biggest university in crypto, how to build your brand. As I say, I spent a lot of time with it, and I told you guys I have DM 200 people, and it's so hard to find the right information that you really need. Yeah, and I'm very glad that we're doing with the Jupiter because this community is just insane. Like everyone supported you other, and that's why we love to do this.
Talk about the PvP, giving back. You can hear how excited my dogs are in the background about this. They're loving it as well. My dogs are really chiming in today. Folks, I think this is super cool. The big question is, of course, when are the courses going to begin?
Yeah, so let me just say, so today after this call, I've dropped my first course. You can check it, guys. It's the first course how
Nice.
to set up your profile and to not lose it in 1 year, because many people lose it because they don't understand how to set up it. And also, I posted a tweet that we open our exclusive X group. In 1 hour, we got like 500 people. And please give me day 2. I will add you guys. Just crazy, like everyone want to join. Yeah. And then on Friday will be Fabiano course. And on Friday we'll also set up a website. So if you miss it something, you can go to this website. You can learn this information when you have a free time. Yeah.
Pretty sick. People are excited to hang out with you. Shout out to Scarlett and everybody else who's signing up. Go sign up. Build up your own presence. This is the PPP mentality put to practice, right? Other people would gatekeep. They might say, like, if I give away, then people will know all my secrets, and then I'll have more competition. Not these boys. These boys know that education is actually a positive sum game. The more people you can bring into it, the better it is for us all out here. Shout out to Fabiano, as well as Jussy. I know how to handle the mic. I don't drop the mic. That is true. Anything else to say, lads, before we jump off here?
No, I'm really looking forward like to meet everyone that wants to join our course, that wants to grow their brand, and like let's fucking grow, I would say.
Yep.
Let's
Yeah.
fucking grow. Who needs meow when you got Fabiano dropping new taglines out here? You know.
I also want to say, like, guys, remember, Jup is home, Jup is family. There is no cap. Yeah. And let's fucking grow, boys. We'll
Let's
fucking make
fucking
it.
grow. I feel like that graphic that you put together, too good, by the way, with everyone's faces on it. Hopefully more people can go
Yeah,
check that
that's
out.
amazing.
And add
Yeah,
their faces
thank
to it.
you.
That was absolutely sick. Both of you, thank you so much. We will see you in Discord. Cannot wait for the courses. Appreciate all the work that you do. And goodbye. All right. That is going to just about do it for us, you beautiful cadets. It is, in fact, time for the not-so-surprised POAP. Look how cozy. Look how cozy the POAP is this time around. Just lovely.
I definitely
Jupe
need
in.
like go to bed right now. It's been a long day for me.
Siong flew back. It is, what time is it? It must be like midnight for
I
you
flew
right now?
back like 2 hours ago. Yeah, now it's like almost 1 in the morning. So I was in Singapore the whole weekend, like Monday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah, home right now.
Well, you have earned a nice little relaxation, and everyone who is watching this call has earned a POAP. As a reminder, you need to have at least 50 Jupe staked. Connect your Twitter or your Discord. You will get the POAP in the hours after the call. Honestly, the amount of money we pay fucking Mert and Helios is ridiculous in order to drop these. It does take a little bit of time because so many people sign up for them and the network can get congested. So just go ahead and sign this. You can see the link is here up on the screen as well. You can type that into your browser. For Siong Zhu, aka the babyface Assassin, and for myself, Cash with no nickname. I just want to say thank you to everybody for coming out. Hopefully you enjoy this one. I think this was a bit of a banger, if I'm being honest. What do you think, Siong?
Yeah, I think good. I love it. I mean, I get excited talking about products every time. Today it's a bit like, it's like a long day for me, like, but still good. Like, still seeing like all the efforts. Like, I mean, the whole. If I have time, I really want to sign up for the course. To
I
really
think it's
build
gonna be
out
fun.
the whole Twitter
I think it's
profile.
gonna be fun. All right, everybody. Well, and if nothing else, Siong, you got a nickname for your troubles, so that's a good one.
That's
Two
true.
nicknames for your troubles.
That's a good thing as well. Yes.
Excellent.
Seongju.
All right, everybody. Thank you so much for coming out. Go follow Jupe Uplink on Twitter. Go follow the YouTube channel where you'll find clips, interviews, music videos, and much, much more. That is all for this time. We will see you next time. Adios, everybody. Goodbye.